episode of Average Joe Sports Talk. This morning we're going to run down the top 25 scores with Mr. Josh Abercrombie and Shannon Wood. We're going to go ahead and get started. We had some pretty good games yesterday, starting with number 1 Alabama and Texas A&M. Alabama pulled that one out 45-23. Josh, what do you got for that game?
Well, Bama's still having trouble with the mobile quarterbacks. Kellen Mond broke off a couple of huge runs.
Yeah, he did.
Now that we're official media members, Coach Saban has took us to task and has wanted us to find the flaws. Mm-hmm. I stayed up till 5:30 this morning. I've watched the game 5 times. Couldn't find any flaws other than that. Finally at 5:30 I came up with an idea and what we're going to do. I've emailed MGK and Eminem and we're going to get them together to write a diss track about Alabama. Alright? So we're going to bring MGK and Eminem together and we're going to point out some of Alabama's flaws.
Alright.
Sit down and we'll talk about it.
They're going to do this together, right?
Yeah. I mean,
wow.
But we're going to put the 2 best minds we got on it.
Yeah, okay. All right.
Alabama, we will not be tested until November 3rd.
Yeah.
Minimum.
Yeah.
We've got Louisiana Lafayette, Arkansas, Missouri, and Tennessee.
Missouri didn't look too bad against Georgia yesterday. They really had Georgia beat.
Yeah.
We'll get to that next.
Real quick.
Mm-hmm.
Our kicking problems may be resolved. Belovus,
yeah,
is that how you say his name?
Yeah.
19 for 19 on extra points and 4 out of 5 on field goals.
Not too bad.
That's not shabby.
Not shabby for a freshman.
I know, because when he said, "Hey, point out some flaws," I was like, "I know where I'm going." We're really getting. I love the way Mike Locksley is getting the tight ends involved. Hell Hinches.
Mm-hmm.
Irv Smith Jr.
Man, they had an awesome game yesterday.
Yeah.
Both of them played an outstanding game. Irv Smith he's a beast on the field.
But until the MGK Eminem diss track drops, this guy right here, I'm sure you found a couple of flaws.
Yes. What you got for us?
No, they played well. Texas A&M had their chances early. They did for about the first 20 minutes. It looked like, okay, well, it looks like A&M may have a shot. But once Alabama got up, there right before the end of the first half, they just kind of piled on a little bit. And you're like, well, here we go. And that front 4 for Alabama front 7 actually. Once they could pin their ears back and get to Kellen Mond, that just made the difference in the game. Mm-hmm. He couldn't do anything. That defense looked really good. Secondary looked good. Got 2 picks, I think, in the game, and a lot of that's because of the pressure the front 7 puts on them. Mm-hmm. Tua, obviously, he looked outstanding. He looked really good. And you're starting to see that he really is. Maybe he is the kind of player that everyone thought he was going to be. Is it the schedule? Who knows? We'll see in the next few weeks. He's still number 1 in Heisman for me. He did nothing but improve his status, as a matter of fact. Yeah. With Greer throwing 5 touchdown passes, but had 2 picks also. Tua doesn't make those mistakes. I do think Mike Locksley deserves a ton of credit because Tua he's hitting these plays and he does look off safeties, but at the same time, these receivers are they're wide open. Mm-hmm. And it wasn't even Judy yesterday. Ruggs had an outstanding game too. It was it was fun to watch. Running games, it's getting going now. They look like a very dangerous team. There's no doubt about it. And you'll see, like I said, as of right now, they passed the test. The eye test could possibly be the best Alabama team we've seen. We will know in the next few weeks a little better. Yeah. I don't know. They're pretty good. I mean, there's no doubt about it. Right now, they're pretty good. They're the best team in the nation. I don't even put Clemson. You can't have a guy with sunshine hair and put him ahead of Alabama. That's not how it works. But anyways, they did a great job. Yeah. All the credit to them. But I do think Mike Locksley, I'm glad you brought his name up because he deserves tons of credit because he's done a great job, outstanding job.
I would throw Dan Enos in there too, the quarterback.
Yes.
Yeah. His track record is pretty darn good.
Mm-hmm.
when it comes to quarterback. So I thought about that too yesterday because even looking at Jalen, you can see Jalen is doing a lot better this year than he did last year as far as his passing goes. So,
and I think we got a little bit of an explanation of why Jalen's not going to be redshirting. I mean, if he did, that's a year that he is not with the team, not practicing, and if he goes to another team, they're just going to utilize him as a running quarterback. He already knows he can run, but he's getting better at passing.
Yeah.
So, it's easy to practice the things that you're good at. What you should be doing is practicing the things you're not good at.
Exactly. So that was a pretty good game yesterday. Moving on to number 2, Georgia and Missouri. Georgia came out on top, 43-29. What was your take on that?
And again, the Georgia, I know we have a lot of Georgia guys that follow us and critique everything we do, and that's awesome, but Missouri shot themselves in the foot several times yesterday. Even the first drive, just going straight down the field, I believe they fumbled the ball, Georgia picked it up, ran it back. Still, Missouri made the comeback in the second half, and again, just turnovers. To Georgia's credit, their secondary has stepped up. I mean, 29 points to Missouri, that's not a bad deal. I think Locke had 220-something yards passing.
222, I think.
I don't know if he threw a touchdown, though.
He rushed for a touchdown. He rushed for a touchdown.
He didn't throw one, but he had an interception. 23 of 48 for Drew Lock.
Yes. Georgia's defense, we thought they'd take a step back, being as young and losing all the players they did. They have not thus far. Just like Bama, they passed the eye test, best team in the East. It starts getting a little tougher for them, and we'll find out a lot more about them. But as of right now, those are the 2 teams, best 2 teams in the SEC. I'll even throw Kentucky in there right now because they're playing outstanding. Yes, they're playing outstanding football.
Yes, they are.
Got the best running back in the nation, probably. And Benny Snell. I mean, that guy. They don't. It doesn't. No matter what we sit here and say, and we're not talking about Kentucky right now, I know, but we can't name another player outside the quarterback on offense. Benny Snell, dude, he's a savage, bro.
I don't think there is a player that is worth more to their team than Benny Snell is to Kentucky.
Yeah.
He scored every single point last night for Kentucky. 4 touchdowns against what some people would say is
the best front four.
Best front four.
Yeah. All 4 of them being in the NFL.
Yeah.
But, back to Georgia, they're a great team. They're looking great right now. Up to this point, best team in the East. Fromm's doing a good job keeping Justin Fields off his back. Not a whole lot more to say. I mean, in the upcoming weeks, we'll find out a lot more about him.
McCole Hardman is a difference maker on special teams. I want to say I've seen his name mentioned in the Heisman talks. Is that right?
The return man?
Yeah.
Is he a Waddle-ish type player?
Yeah. Elijah Holyfield. Was y'all watching that game yesterday?
I did watch some of it.
Did you see the picture they showed of Elijah Holyfield at practice?
His arms are...
Well, I saw the picture they had him and his dad side by side, and I was like, good God.
I know, right? I think he may be better than Swift.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which I thought Swift was going to be the man at the start of the year, but Holyfield looks really good.
Yeah, he does. He does. All right, we're going to move on to Clemson and Georgia Tech. Clemson won that game 49-21. That was to be expected with Clemson and Georgia Tech. I did kind of keep my eye on that game as a possible upset, but I didn't post that. But next game is Ohio State, Tulane. Ohio State 49-6 over Tulane. Another game that was to be expected.
Urban's back.
He never left, but he's back.
That's right.
That interview that he gave with Tom Rinaldi.
I didn't watch it. I started and I was just like, no. I'm just disgusted by that man. But
he straight threw his wife on a bus.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm about to go
he just come out and said she didn't tell me.
Wow.
So
he's a piece of work.
He has to say that at this point though, because it's come out that she had text messages, and that's really the only option he had.
Yeah.
To say she didn't tell him.
Yeah. Anyway. Next game, Oklahoma and Army. Wow. Surprise. Oklahoma 28-21. They had to go to overtime.
We say surprise, and it is, but when Army's got the ball for 35 minutes of the game and 8 minutes at a time, a team like Oklahoma that need to have the ball, they need to get in a rhythm. That's how you beat a team like that. That's why your Georgia Southerns win. That's why your That's why you were on upset alert for Georgia Tech, because their style offense brings teams like Clemson and Oklahoma back down to earth.
Yeah.
And if you can be successful with a couple drives and sustain a couple long drives, you can make it a fourth quarter ball game. And at that point, even 4- and 5-star recruits panic and force the issue and make mistakes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, you're correct.
I think Army has set out a blueprint to beat Oklahoma. That's control the ball. I mean, you don't have to run the triple option, but if you can, control the clock, keep that high, potent offense off the field, which is easier said than done, but
what teams do.
I think you'll have a lot of teams here on out looking at what Army did, and I think they kind of exposed some weaknesses.
Interesting. Next game we got was Louisiana Tech and LSU. LSU 38-21. Game was a little closer than I thought there for a while, but LSU did what they do and they put it on out. Next game was Stanford and Oregon. That game went to overtime as well. Stanford with the win, 38-31.
Kneel the football, bro. Kneel the football.
Herm Edwards back.
Yeah, victory formation down the foot. I mean,
I missed
they
it.
could have run out the clock, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah. There's a minute with one timeout. There's a blueprint in every coach's playbook right there. A minute with one timeout left. We're going down the ball, let them call our timeout, and then we're going down it 2 more times and head to the locker room with victory.
Yeah, because that big fumble happened with 51 seconds left on the clock.
I mean, all they have to do is just nail the football.
The only reason I was watching that game, and I said, well, this is over. And I got up to go do something. That's the only reason I didn't turn it. Oh, I'd have been so mad if I'd have turned it. And I heard, in the background, fumble. And I was like, you've got to be kidding me. But to Stanford's credit, they took advantage of it, tied it up, took it to overtime. Great catch by Colby Parkinson in overtime for Stanford. Really good quarterback play. Now, I don't know if that's a testament to Pac-12 defense. Is it Pac-12?
Yeah, Pac-12.
Okay. Costello, 19 of 26 for 327 yards, 3 touchdowns.
He'll play in the NFL.
Oh, yeah.
He'll play in the NFL.
Justin Herbert, 26-33, 346. Stanford outscored Oregon 24-7 in the second half.
Wow.
Yeah. Oregon let one slip away.
Yeah, I actually had Stanford picked on the pick'em on that one. I gave that game like 1 or 2 points because I wasn't sure, and I was like, but it was a good one.
That was a real entertaining game to watch.
Unfortunately, I missed the end of it. But yeah. Next game we had was Notre Dame, Wake Forest. Notre Dame 56-27 over Wake Forest.
I got something I want to say.
Okay, go for it.
Ian Book. If you'll go back to our SEC preview, when I said Brandon Wimbush will be the starter, but they have a more than capable backup in Ian Book. Ian Book got the start yesterday. Looked great. Notre Dame looked like they should have looked.
Right.
And took care of business. So I think moving forward, I think Book will be the starter.
Okay.
Wimbush is a good runner, but his passing is just not up to par, in my opinion.
You think if he had started last week against Vandy, you think that game would have been?
I think so.
It would have been the way it should have been. Which Vandy's not that bad, but okay. Interesting. Next game we got is Arkansas and Auburn. Auburn pulled that one out 34-3. I At one point yesterday, I was on Facebook, and I think every Auburn fan on my Facebook, they were fire Gus, fire Gus, fire Gus,
they
fire
do,
Gus.
they do
fire
that.
Gus.
They don't. They're ridiculous, man. It's so silly. Which you gave him an extension last year, so you shouldn't be mad at Gus. You should be mad at the people higher up than Gus.
Yeah. At this point, yeah.
But like Bo said on someone's post this morning, I saw, we'll take a 31-point SEC victory any day of the week. So
Yeah, but is it really a SEC win? I mean, Arkansas, for a team that lost to North Texas and Colorado State, I was expecting a lot bigger win from Auburn.
I was expecting Auburn to hang 40 or 50 on.
Hey, Auburn is who they are at this point. They're an ugly team that has no identity. So they're going to have ugly wins. They're not going to have the flashy, like Alabama blowouts. It's just not going to happen. They're a grinded out team right now with no identity. So.
Yeah, and I think that's the problem with the Auburn fans. I think they want to be where Alabama is right now, and I don't think they don't like it. They're scared at this point.
Well, for me, if I'm one of those fans, it's not like he hasn't had time.
He's had plenty of time.
We know exactly what Gus Malzahn is capable of, and I said this about Mark Richt, that he would never win a national championship at Georgia. I didn't say that he was not capable of winning a national championship. I never said Georgia was not capable. But I just don't feel like them two, they were going to get you 10 wins. He was going to get you 10 wins. Gus Malzahn is going to get you to the end of the season and have you in the hunt and even maybe in the SEC championship. But I just don't know that I see Gus Malzahn ever winning a national championship at all.
No, I agree with you on that one. I agree with you. Moving on, next game, Washington and Arizona State. Washington 27-20. I missed that game as well last night.
That was a late one.
It was a late one.
I didn't see it.
I want to highlight one player last night. Washington senior linebacker Ben Burr-Kirven. Now, listen to this stat line. 20 tackles, 14 solo,
Wow.
2 forced fumbles, and one of those was a recovery.
Wow.
Now, you want to talk about all over the field.
Yeah, that's what it sounds like.
He was
Like
a
a man on a
beast
mission.
last year. Yes. I mean, 14 solo tackles.
Yeah.
That's ridiculous.
That's ridiculous, yeah.
Washington stays in the playoff hunt. Squeeze one out against a really good,
Well coached.
a well-coached Arizona State team. I've always been a big Herm Edwards fan.
Yeah, me too.
So, but Washington stays in the playoff hunt.
Yep. All right, moving on. We got West Virginia 35-6 over Kansas State. And we got probably the upset of the day, Old Dominion 49-35 over Virginia Tech. I don't know what to say about that one. Wow.
Does anybody know the spread on that game?
29.5, bro.
29.5.
Wow. They won by 14.
Oh, there's people who bet on that game that are homeless today.
Yeah.
Old Dominion is in last place in Conference USA.
That was their first win.
That was their first win, yeah.
Oh yeah, they got blown out by Liberty 52-10.
Wow, Liberty's a FCS school. So, wow. Moving on to another really good game last night. We got Kentucky 28-7 over Mississippi State. I made a post yesterday about upsets of the day, and somebody said that Kentucky being Mississippi State, and I was like, really don't think you can call that an upset.
I seen that, and I agree.
I don't think you would call that an upset because Kentucky's a really good football team.
Apparently, their defense is playing too. So
Yeah.
Benny Snell on a good defense is a pretty good recipe.
Yeah. Yeah. Could be a recipe to not, to take the East from Georgia. It's,
Could be.
We'll see.
I'd rather Kentucky win it than Georgia personally.
Me too. I
If Florida's not going to win it, and I'd rather Kentucky win it.
I like to see the underdog go for it sometimes.
I would too.
Yeah.
As an Alabama fan, I'd much rather see Kentucky than Georgia.
Yeah. I agree with you. Next game. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Is anybody interested in joining with me and this Benny Snell Jr. for Heisman?
Oh, he's in there now.
He's in there. He should be in
He's
there
top
now.
5 now for sure.
Yeah.
I mean, my goodness gracious.
Yeah. Yeah. He if he's not in there, something's wrong with the experts, you know. But
Especially that last touchdown. That was a man running that football.
yeah, it was amazing. Moving on, we got Oklahoma State losing to Texas Tech 41-17 last night. I don't know if I can call that an upset either.
Nah, that's the Big 12. They all beat each other up.
Yeah.
Mediocre teams play mediocre football and never do who wins.
Exactly, which brings up the next game on the list. Texas 31-16 over TCU. We got to give a shout out to our man Dax because he called that game last week. There he is. And he said that Texas would win by 2 touchdowns, and he did. He called
We all
it.
laughed,
We hook 'em horns.
pointed,
We did.
and he was right.
He was right. Next game on our list, Wisconsin 28-17 over Iowa. Wisconsin's back on the winning side again, which is good because I picked them to win yesterday. Michigan 56-10 over Nebraska.
Still not impressed with Shea Patterson
No.
and Scott Frost. Karma. All right, that's what you're experiencing right now is karma for claiming to win a national championship when you did not win a national championship. This is what you get.
Yeah.
Okay, what are they? 0-4.
They have not. I think so.
They don't have a win.
They don't have a win.
That's what you get.
Yeah. Should have stayed at UCF. They're undefeated.
They're doing just fine without you.
Exactly. Next game on the list, Miami 31-17 over Florida International. You know, that's to be expected.
Yeah.
There was some good games, but there was a lot of.
Yeah. I think these next 3 games are in. You got Michigan State 35-21 over Indiana. Boston College losing to Purdue yesterday, 30-13.
You know, they lost their first 3 games by a total of 8 points.
Purdue.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not ready to get on that bandwagon, but I'm looking to see where it's at. I'm keeping an eye on it.
Yeah, I agree. I watched one of their games. I think it was one of their Thursday night games, and they didn't. I was pretty impressed with them. Not bad. Next game on our list, BYU. They're still going along. They won 30-3 over McNeese State. I mean, it was McNeese State, but BYU is. BYU.
I can already tell you what's going to happen. BYU is going to go undefeated. And next year, 2019, me and Slade Miller will be arguing because BYU will claim a national championship. And
so Slade Miller will be
Slade
back on the
Miller
show.
will be all over BYU as national champions.
He's going to have all his stats and everything.
Oh yeah.
2 games I did involving ranked teams. Penn State played Thursday night. They won 63-24 over Illinois, and UCF, the defending national champions, pulled out a win over Lane Kiffin and FAU, 56-36.
Still love you, Lane.
Yeah. Oh yeah, we still love Lane.
Yes. Mark Ingram's down there.
Yeah, he's down there working out with him.
Yeah.
So
Bama family.
yeah, exactly. Once you join that Bama family, it's forever.
Well, Mark Price, not you.
Yeah.
Mike Price.
Mike Price.
Yeah.
The
So I
Mikes.
got your name wrong.
Yeah, the 3 Mikes. No.
He wasn't your coach long enough to remember.
Right. Right. We can forget the 3 Mikes.
Price is sitting there watching. Oh yeah. Oh man.
No, not the Mikes.
Not you, Mike.
And another game to note, real quick, is Florida putting a whooping on Tennessee yesterday, 47-21. Woods,
That is a big win. The difference makers were David Reese and C.C. Jefferson. When you get your two leaders back on defense, your two best, well, Chauncey Gardner's our best, but you get those two back, shores up a good defense. That and Guarantano, you know, he didn't have any answers for us. Turnovers killed Tennessee. We created a lot of those turnovers, though. I mean, Felipe Frank, still not a crazy good game. I mean, 8 for 16. I don't even know if he got 200 yards, a couple touchdowns running. I mean, it's a great win at Tennessee. Not going to look too much into it. We'll see in the next couple weeks just where we stand. But a great win. I'm not going to sit here and say, I was nervous. Before the game, I was super nervous. But I'm excited. I'm stoked that we won that game and won by the margin of victory we did.
Yeah.
Damian Pierce.
I've got one question. And you brought it up the other night. Kadarius Toney. He had one rush for 34 yards and one catch for 7 yards.
Yeah. He does return kicks, so he does get the ball in his hands in that aspect. But we still don't get the ball enough. But the defense left us in short field yesterday all day long. So, I mean, it was kind of – I could see that. I see that being a little more realistic yesterday than other games. But going forward, he needs to touch the ball more.
He's a playmaker.
Yeah.
When he touches the ball, you need to find a way to get him the ball. There was so many upsets yesterday, so many close games. I think Florida jumps back in the top 25.
Yeah. You think that game is a confidence builder for Florida going forward?
You're going to see I'm not saying Benny Snell wasn't done what he did with C.C. Jefferson and David Reese there. But David Reese is one of the best linebackers in the country. C.C. Jefferson is one of the best defensive linemen in the country. So I'm not saying it would have changed a whole lot, but it would have made a little bit of a difference. I think Benny Snell's a different kind of beast, but our defense, that's more who we really are last night than against Kentucky. But going forward, I'm not buying too much into it. I will say that old Knucklehead would have lost that game, even with 6 turnovers. He'd probably won by a field goal, old McElwain, he'd have found a way to make that a close game.
In watching that Kentucky game and that Florida game, you can, it's kind of those word problems, figure out some stuff. We're 4 games into the season. We're a third of the way through the regular season. We're starting to see patterns and pictures, and we know what we got. We know who we are. And with that being said, Kentucky's a really tough team. And that was, Florida was up again, a really good team.
Yeah.
So I think that was a really good matchup. Both of them are really on the brink of making that next step.
Yeah.
Florida will be more up and down Kentucky, though, because we really don't have an identity right now to where Kentucky knows who they are. We're Benny Snell, good defense, and Florida's still trying to figure things out. That's to be expected. So
yeah, but
they are
Dan Mullins.
Yeah, we're a lot better team this year than we were last year. There's no doubt.
Cool. And they'll be a lot better next year than they were this year.
Yeah. Right. They're definitely gonna improve.
We all knew that when Dan Mullins was hired, hey, it's only a matter. It's not if, it's just when.
Texas beats Kansas State by 21.
I like it.
Our man Dax.
Hook 'em. I'm like Bear on College Game. I can stay over.
Our man Dax is giving us his prediction again this week. Texas, you said 21 over Kansas
21
State?
over Kansas State. Hook 'em, baby.
He's riding that Texas train.
I'm not gonna say anything. If it happens.
If it happens, we're taking you to Vegas. All right. That wraps up another episode of Average Joe Sports Talk. Remember to hit that like and subscribe button and hit the bell to get the updates when we upload new content. And we'll see you guys later this week.